Okay, hello everybody out there on Twitter and on YouTube. And let's play pinball. And we'll look at a few things first. First thing I want to point out is we kind of had this 63.25 all day as the target from the daily note. We had a few inflections, pivots below spot, but we kind of opened above all of them. And once we got above 6,300, it was just kind of this grind up into here. Hey, Selena. And so here's that target all day. And that's kind of where we are now. And it's pretty much an over under 63.25 and 15 on the bottom or 20 on the bottom is going to kind of tell the story. And why that is we'll kind of look at what's going on. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to point out a few things. That's the VIX VVIX ratio. When it hits 6, by the way, that's over VIXed. The VIX VVIX ratio of 6 is over VIXed. Where we were here. No, excuse me. That's under VIX. That's where we went. That's where we went down. And here, this range here, the 5 to 5.5, these are just kind of normal ranges. And this is what we were looking at before. Hold on. This should be, what do I have here? I want that to be vol I at the money volatility. And what I just want to show you, and I went over this morning on the chat with my subscribers. I didn't get to do the YouTube and Twitter version of this because I just woke up late and couldn't get the note together and get everything together in time. I just wanted to make sure I gave my paid subscribers the attention that was needed, so I didn't jump on live. But what we were talking about and was in my note, etc. Over the weekend, or last week, we had this VIX spike. We see the VVIX spiked up to 110, and over under 100 was kind of like a quick default way to look at it. And here we are, VVIX is back under 100. We had VIX spike to almost 22 on Friday, and now we're down 3 points from that VIX spike. That's technically a McMillan buy signal. He's not gonna. It's a 3 points from a local high to a local low close, and we got that. I don't think he's going to put it out as a separate signal because he still has his McMillan buy signal from when we spiked, and we'll look at it like a couple weeks ago above 22. But locally, it's a buy signal, SPX buy signal. Vol I at the money. Vol is coming back down to a normal range, but the important thing to see, in my opinion, was last week we had T decks, tail decks, 3 standard deviations out of the money stuff, the wings, spiked, went up about 18% or something like that. SDEX, which is one standard deviation out of the money, normal stuff, kind of went up about 8%, and is kind of still holding here. This hasn't collapsed, so there's still some. So if we deconstruct it, we have VIX coming down. We have tail VIX, tail hedging, still kind of up before, but not much. You just like look for the shape of the curl. And we have one standard deviation out of the money, still a little bit bid. Still a little bit bid. And that's Scott Nation stuff, and we'll have Scott Nations on. He and I will be doing a live thing at noon on Twitter and X on Wednesday, and so stay tuned for that. Okay, so now we saw all this. Now let's look at, let's just take a look at one more thing while we're here. Let's go back to, if I can figure out where it is. No. This one? Yes. Let's just take a quick look here at Mentor Q. Let's update the intraday. And they have a similar thing. 20, they have the high over here, the low over here. So 20 is kind of your over under. So Mentor Q shows similar pattern. Okay. Now, that said, now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to here. All right, so here we are at 20. This is pretty much our inflection point. Is this on gamma or is it on? Yeah, this is on gamma. And we'll look at net positions in a minute. And we'll look at some other stuff before we pick the pin. And so, and I put this out in a note before, and basically it's over under 20 or 15 that's going to determine the path. Well, actually the 15, the 20 has changed because you see we had all this stuff here. Market maker long was a target, but that's all closed up. And now we have 63.15, 63.30, 63.10. So we kind of just want to first look. I like to look for a flyer-looking structure, and the closest thing is this 20. So call it a 20. Call it a 10 wide center 63.10. Let's see what that looks like. Now let's just make it with puts just for fun. We change the pace. Now, of course, I want everybody else to participate. This is a group sport, not an individual sport. 6300, 6310, 6320. That's kind of shitty technical term because we have to pay for this. So we have one above 20, and we'll look at that in a minute. This is shitty expensive. Whoops. So let's see what a cheapie is. A cheapie would be something like this. Even that's a little expensive. Maybe do a 10 wide, a 5 wide. Just to keep that there for now. Okay. So you're not getting a lot for the stuff you're selling here. All right, let's look at a chart and let's kind of do this a little more systematically. So we should hold. So if this breaks 20, not much of a target of a magnet down here. So this actually looks, we'll look at a call in a minute, a little higher. Anybody on X or on YouTube, say hi. Anybody on X, say hello. I want to see an X comment. Okay, now let's look at charm. So as you know, charm is decay. And you can see that this is the area in question. If we go over here, we kind of get shot up above that 20 area. If we stay under here, then the charm decay pushes us down towards below the 20, pushes us down toward the 15 or 10, but it's kind of narrow. So it looks to me, now we tend not to pin on the brown. So it's brown on top and blue on the bottom. Now these are kind of small numbers. The big number is up here, saying we're not getting there. These are sort of small numbers, so let's look at depth view. So looking at depth view, we can just see exactly what the market makers are holding. So here's that 20 over under. If we're over it, it quote unquote decays up to a 1 delta, but we ain't getting past 30. And if under it, there's not a lot, there's nothing much to pull us down below 10. So there's uh, broadly 25, 15. We can pretty much pin at 20. That wouldn't be a surprise if below 20. This was market maker short, but now it's flipped to long. So it looks like we're just going to kind of stay there. That's what it looks like. And so on the call side, and this was what I had in the morning. I sold it for $2. Let me see what it'll be worth now. So I can say, damn, I knew I would have, could have, should have. Okay, it's $4.95 now. I paid $155 in the morning, but I sold it at $205. So paper hands, paper hands. Let's see what a call fly and where we would go. Let's look at this again. No real changes here. Let's make this a level we need to see. Let's make it a little wide. 6350, 6300. Okay. 6295. 62, 6295. Okay. There we are. So kind of here's your magnet. 25 seems like one pin. And 15 was a pin when we were down there or below 20. Now that's kind of flipped. And here's the charm getting pushed up. Whoa, 63.35 for today. That's how many points? 15 points. So you're looking for a real big 15-point whoosh. Well, 15-point whoosh to 35, we kind of have to cut through these market maker long, customer short. That's probably going to be a hard one to break. Yeah, why not? Crazy short cover? Okay. I think the short cover already happened, at least for today. Let's make it position number. Right, so over here at 20, nothing's going on. Over here at 10. Looks like it's 20, 25 pin. So between 15 and 25, 20, the one that I picked in the morning. Oh, looking at market profile, that's a whole different kettle of fish. That's not my. I mean, I know what market profile is. I've looked at it, but I can't like look at it and read it and say with predictability what it's going to show. And plus, I think Gamma trumps market profile because Gamma is telling us that we're not getting through 35, that we're not getting through 30. Just a guess. It's okay. You're allowed to guess. You're allowed to guess. I'm just explaining how I look at things. I see here this 15 is going in and out, in and out. See the bar with the tails, so they're buying them and they're selling them, which makes sense. That's where the action is. Right now, we got Selena looks to be right. Let's put it that way. That's good. That's good. And I mean, I didn't use market profile, but I used other TA or price action based stuff. And once I learned and understood this, suddenly I had a context within which to look at my price action levels. Helps me see why a level will be support or resistance or how we're going to act when we get there. And whoever said, I mean, it does look a little squeezy. Does look a little squeezy. But not like a big 20-point squeeze. If there's anybody out there on Twitter, just say something in the comments, just so I can see that you're there. Now, if we just take a look at this, the advanced decline line of the S&P 500, we have 363, whatever it is, advances versus decliners. So it's broad-based buying. As you try to time the entry, we look at the tick. Was it an uptick or a downtick? Was it bought or was it sold? Now we see upticks. Now it's not quite an extreme level, but it's kind of getting there. Okay, so looks like we're heading for a 25 pin, huh? Let's find a different screen share here. Let's go back to this view. And let's Probably going to be right under 25, over 20. It might be Selena. There it goes. It's trying to lose that. Now let's see what's going on. Let's take our MRI of the market and see. Anything change here? Yeah, some of the 62, 6320s have closed. So we have this potential path here, 2025. We ain't going to 30. And we could go to 15. It's a little weak there. Or we could dip below 20. Not saying we will or we won't. I'm just looking at what the profile suggests. And here's your big over-under zone. Over, we go up here. These values are very small, which means not a lot of hedging required here. You know, the high values are right at the money. I don't want to see that one. I don't want to see that one. I don't want to see that one. I guess we'll just go here like this. Now that's gamma. Let's make a position number, and we'll kind of figure the gamma in our heads. Okay, so we see it's all thin here. Nothing going on over here. The 30 and 35, we can safely say that we're not going over there, over 35. Looks like Selena was dead on here with her pin above 20. Here's where we're supposed to stall. Let's see what my little YOLOs are doing. Oh, that didn't fill? Ah, that didn't fill. And now they're too expensive to play this. You're not getting enough juice for the 6330 to make it worth your while. Let's see what the one I had in the morning for $1.55 would be now. 295. So you see, it was almost $5 before. Now it's 285 because these are going deeper in the money. 63.26. So it looks like 25 is the level. It's the over under 25. And I guess to kind of get something in here. So I'm looking at Wednesday here. No juice. The juice bar is closed. The juice bar is closed. Nothing I really like. nothing that I like. Okay. I want to look at something else for a second here. Oh, I can't find that screen right now. Okay, never mind. Let's go back to here. Okay, so 25 looks pretty penny. Whoops. Where is that? Genghis? Were you the one I was talking to about being a Genghis Khan fan? Look at that. 30. Huh. Oh, I see the 30s here are closing. We got 2 minutes left. We're not supposed to be able to close at 30. Maybe 29. Oh, and what we're going to do, yep, I remember we had a conversation about Genghis. Oh, look at that. Vol must be just tanking here. And we're going to stick around. Yep, I'm a Genghis Khan fan, and I'll give you the 1 minute version. So Genghis, although he was murderous, whatever, he had some interesting ideas. One of them was that his kingdom was a meritocracy. It didn't matter if you were from a royal family or low born, quote unquote, or if you were Muslim, Jew, Christian, from China, it didn't matter. As long as you were loyal and worked hard, you could rise up through the ranks. Also, in Genghis's world, women were actually treated with respect in a way. Women could rise up. Um, and the most interesting thing is, as an economist, when he was building his One Belt, One Road, which now China is doing their version of it, he had no tolls on that road and wanted that road protected because he believed that the enrichment to the kingdom of having other cultures, other ideas, like he got gunpowder, he got some stuff from Turkey, I forgot what. Um, the enrichment to the kingdom was worth more than, see, below 30, was worth more than the money from tolls. So he wasn't for closed borders and tariffs. He was for open borders to bring people in and to bring in new ideas. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is the IC whale should be showing up now for tomorrow. And he will be showing up right around the 20 delta, 63.75. We don't see the volume there yet. So I'm going to do my own chicken version. He usually is at a 20 delta. So I'm going to be at a 15 delta. Above 20, I like it. Similar 115, so I get a fill. Similar 125 if I can get it to jack up the other way. The volume isn't showing up fast enough. Even if the IC wheel doesn't show up on 2 days where RV realized volatility outperformed implied volatility, I think that's a good time to take a trade. Now he'll probably be something like this. He'll probably be something like that. I don't know why I don't see the volume coming in. Well, if he's not here, that's okay because I'm here. I'll do my own version over here. Let's do a 10 wide over here. Here he is. He's somewhere around here, 60 on top. It'll be in my, I mean, this looks like a 5 wide right here. That's pretty juicy for a 5 wide up there. The expected move is 36. So let's just call it where 30, add 35 is 65. So that's selling the expected move. If I'm, that filled, this didn't fill. So he's probably at 62.95 or 62.90. Here we are. So here you see the volume's coming in like crazy right here. Right here. So here's where he is. There's where he is. You see him filling, 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 filling. So now that I see him, I'm just going to go a little further away from him. So vertical. Okay, I did a few of my version of his trades. You can see the IC wheel right here. You see the volume? Hopefully you can see the volume. 12,000, 13,000, and you have some stuff that's looks like and you see the volume keeps going up. Okay, it's always good to run. It's good for your cardio. You're welcome. So nobody on Twitter. Okay, be like that. Be like that. And just in an abundance of caution here of running to bed, I'm going to turn this into more of a fly looking thing here. And just for fun, let's go where he is, but let's make that a fly. Let's see how that plays out. All right, that's enough looking for trouble. That's enough looking for trouble for now. Shine, I actually have traded this one before. They're the ones that when you go to the dentist's office, all the equipment is their company. Okay, last one gets filled over here. See that? So we got three. And so the way I like to manage these, we'll do one, buy the close at 50. I'll do it this way, it's easier. So where is it? August. Am I on the wrong day? Oh crap, I did it on the wrong day. We don't like that. That's why I didn't see it. Let's just close it at 50% profit, the whole thing, even 45% profit. I made a mistake. I was on the wrong day. Here's where I was supposed to be. Oh, I still have a couple minutes here. 70, 75, and 80, 75 is 120. I'll take one. Okay, similar, 115. If you want to be more aggressive, we could do that. And just like we did in the other one, actually, we'll do it this way. Let's just move that down. Oh, that's not working out good. Gotta do it the other way. We'll make it an asymmetrical fly here. One, two, one. Okay. Should we fly it on top? Let's go with the call fly. Let's see. Let's move that up. A cheapie for now. Okay. That's it. Okay. Got to run, everybody. See you all in the morning.